What's up guys, this is Maulik and today I'll be showing you how I remade Ain't Letting You Down by Martin Garrix, Saksham and Quinn. Let's get started with the leads first. This is our main lead. I've used Spire for it and this one is super inspired by Matisi and Satko. Then we have a long saw, another super saw, all together. For their processing we have an EQ. For the main lead we had nothing. So for the super saw we have this EQ. I've increased the highs a bit and made them a tiny bit stereo. Then we have a pluck, which also has some stereo imaging, nothing else. Then we have this guitar and a piano all together. For that processing we have this low shell PQ and nothing else. Then we have a staccato string and another staccato string. For the processing we have this EQ. I made them a bit stereo. Not a bit, I guess it's a little too much. And reduce the highs a bit. Then we have this very wet lead. It has a lot of reverb. I've used Arts Acoustic for that. Then I EQ'd it. And at the last we have some sidechain. So without and with reverb, massive difference, and it's basically to fill up the space to make the lead sound more full. And then we have these reverse leads, which is made up of like I have reverse staccato string. Then I have a reverse lead stack, which basically is the first note of the second bar. So it goes from it basically acts as a transition to the second bar. It's used in the original. Right here it goes an octave up and it's an octave below here. Then we have these guitar notes. That's it for the leads. I'll play the whole stack together. For the lead stack processing, we have OTT, Suit 2, some compression, EQ, another EQ to shape the sound, kickstart for sidechain, and this Suit 2 basically dips the frequencies when the acapella plays, so there's space for the acapella. Then a low pass filter, I guess. Then the lead bus goes into two more buses, which are basically the reverb bus and the delay bus. Reverb, I've used Arts Acoustic, which is sidechained using peak controller. Then EQ, then sidechain at the last. Then for the delay bus, I've used H delay, EQ, and sidechain. Let's move on to the chords now. We have this rolling saw chord first. Then we have this another saw layer from my empty remake. For that processing together, we have this EQ. I've reduced the sides around 360 Hz, some mids around 1.7K. And for the highs, I've used a dynamic EQ. That's it. Then we have this staccato string chord and a piano chord. For their processing together, we have this transient processor. I've reduced the attack a bit, then reduced the sides around 2000 hertz. I've used a lot of organic sounds since the original sounds very much organic, a lot of natural sounds. So we have this church organ next, for which I have a basic EQ, nothing much. So this is what the stack sounds altogether. For their processing, we have this reverb, which is sidechained using the peak controller. Then we have OTT, sausage fattener, Pro MB to compress the mids, then EQ to shape the final sound, and at the last sidechain. And this EQ basically is for the automation in the fills. So that's it for chords. Let's move on to the mid bass and the sub bass. So we have this gritty bass layer first, another gritty bass, and the last one all together. Then we have this guitar bass. I'll show the processing. This is what the all of these guitar gritty basses goes to this mid bass verse, where I have decapitator, OTT, camel crusher, and some EQ. Then we have sidechain. For the guitar bass, I have Fab Filter Saturn, R bass stereo, and EQ. Then some sidechain. Then we have this sub bass layer, for which I have camel crusher, R bass mono, super good plugin for sub bass, then EQ and some sidechain. All of my gritty basses, guitar basses, sub basses go to one single bus where I have some distortion, decapitator. Um, I didn't touch much here, just made the tone darker. Let me play it all together. Then I have Fab Filter Pro MB for multiband compression. It makes the sound really fat using this method, where I have all of my mid basses and sub basses routed to one single bus. Then EQ to shape the sound. I've reduced the sides around 290 Hz and some around 2.7K. So this was all for the bass. Then we have some ambient samples. Just a bunch of some vocal ambience, ambient loops, and crowd noises. For their processing, there's just an EQ, some sidechain, and this is for the automation. That's it. And this is how our leads, chords, bass, ambience, and the effects, this is how it all sounds together. Let's move on to the drums now. We have the kick first, which is from Music Co. I have some EQ and kickstart to basically check the waveform. This is how it sounds together with the sub bass. So we have some effects and some fills here, and some hi-hats, tambourines for the second part of the drop. This is super inspired by Matisse and Sadko. I couldn't find something that's super close to the original, so I took this tom, stretched it, and added some reverb. Sounds not that great, but with the context, it does work. So this is how it sounds like with rest of the effects. Then we have some fills. Then we have some drums for the second part of the drop. Then at the last, the vocals. Why don't we restart? That's it for the production. I'll move on to the mastering real quick. So let me turn off the plugins. So we have TR51 first. So I added some transients, added some bass punch, analog warmth, and made it a bit stereo. No need to go super crazy with this. Then we have imager. Everything below 107 hertz is mono. Didn't touch anything here since I already used TR51. Then I have match EQ. Basically, I put the original here in the reference, so it captured the shape of the original here. Then you can just apply it to your very own track. Not really required, but yeah, a cool trick for remix, I guess. You can just give it a try. Then we have a EQ, low cut, high cut, increase some lows here, and a dynamic EQ here, very tiny bit. Yeah, mastering is just simple stuff, nothing to go super crazy. All you have to do is just fix in the mix. Then I have a limiter to increase the overall loudness, and Boolean loudness meter to check the LUFS, and this is how it sounds. So loud and full. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what should I do next. Maybe some challenges or some tutorials, or even many more remakes. The FLP is available. You can check the description. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.